The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
All right, folks, I promise you this is not clickbait. We may have suggestive evidence today that the president of the United States possibly soiled himself. Yes, I believe the layman's term is pooped his pants at the D-Day memorial in Normandy, France earlier today. Today's obviously June 6th, the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and apparently this is how Sleepy Joe Biden is honoring the troops. I don't know. Check it out. You guys can see for yourself. And listen, in total fairness, I will say that, yes, it is possible maybe that's not what happened, but I think you take a look at the videos here, something was definitely off with Joe Biden, and so I'm going to start a poll right now in the comment section to allow you to decide what you think happened. So, do you think he pooped his pants? Do you think it was just a dementia moment and his brain basically melted down? Again, that's for you to decide, but check out what happened today at the D-Day memorial. Okay, so we start off with this first clip, and I don't know if this is Biden entering the ceremony or leaving the ceremony, but you can see visibly he's just not in a good state. Okay, so look at this. Look at that. Look at the Secret Service guy. Okay, even Secret Service is like, what is wrong with this guy? Okay, let's sort of cycle through that again. What's the deal with Joe Biden? Okay, so, you know, whether he's just super confused because of his senility or he's like, oh crap, I just crapped my pants. Whatever's going on, there's whatever's going on. Okay, now let's get to the videos themselves where people are now massively speculating he may have pooped his pants. Okay, so we start here where he's with Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, and just check out what happens. Okay, notice that. What's going on here?
Guests, please welcome the Honorable Lloyd J. Austin.
So what's going on with Joe Biden? So obviously the internet is speculating that's where he pooped his pants. And again, in fairness sake, for objectivity, we could say maybe that's not exactly what was going on, right? Maybe he was just tired or lightheaded or something. But still, regardless of what happened, whether it was the poop his pants or not, that is a very concerning moment for Joe Biden, okay? Like, whatever's going on, he is not in a good physical and mental state, obviously and clearly. I mean, at this rate, you know, people are saying, will they replace Biden? It's a little late to do that at the convention, but at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if it is Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris in the election by September or October. Because, folks, genuinely, I don't know if Joe Biden's going to make it. I mean, I think a lot of us universally agree that if he does get a second term, Kamala will probably step in eventually. But folks, judging by this video here, that might be sooner than later. So again, you guys can let me know in the comment section what you think is going on with Biden here. Is he pooping his pants? I mean, just take a look at this veteran right here. Okay, look at this D-Day veteran. Look at the look on his face. He's like, what in the world's going on? You see this guy over here. They're all like, what in the world? I mean, they're older than Joe Biden. And even they're saying, this is highly concerning what we are watching right now. Okay. So, you know, that's this video. And then take a look here. So I don't know exactly what's going on in that video. That's the typical Joe Biden walk. Biden then started to give his speech, and during the speech, he was commemorating the Russian war veterans. And you might be saying, okay, well, technically Russia did help out in World War II, so you could make that argument, which I'd still say, you know, they weren't really our friends, whatever. But even that aside, if you know anything about the history of D-Day and the Western Front, Russia did not make any contributions to D-Day. Okay, so, but here is Joe Biden honoring the Russian military and the Russian soldiers on D-Day for their sacrifices in Ukraine. Check it out.
They've inflicted on the Russian aggressor. They've suffered tremendous losses, Russia. The numbers are staggering. 350,000 Russian troops dead or wounded.
So again, just absolutely no idea what he's talking about there. But then after that little moment here, and this is again why a lot of people are now speculating Joe Biden really did poop his pants, he mysteriously left the ceremony early. In fact, Jill Biden, the first lady, walks him off the stage. And we know that he must have left the ceremony earlier than usual because Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, continued the thing by, meeting the veterans, shaking their hands and stuff. And Joe Biden just mysteriously, without any explanation, decided to simply walk off the stage. So check out this video right here. So you see him, right? So he's leaving, right? And you see, I believe that's Emmanuel Macron. He's like, where's Joe Biden going? Like, what's going on? So he's as confused as, so obviously this was not planned because the president of France is saying, what's going on right now, right? And then check it out. So you see him there. He runs over trying to do damage control, shaking the hands of veterans. In fairness, I'm not sure if that's an American veteran or a French veteran, but it seems, I don't know. But clearly something weird is going on here, okay? So... And I'm pretty sure that last one, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, take a look at the hat. It matches this hat. I believe these are American veterans that Joe Biden was supposed to greet. And instead, he just walks off the stage. And then Emmanuel Macron is forced to step in and basically, do that whole ceremony part for him. And you see, he's not doing well. His wife ushers him off the stage. He's like, all right, come on, Joe. All right, come on, Joe. You can make it. You can make it to the car. And then that was the scene, as you saw earlier. Again, I don't know if he's arriving or leaving, but clearly something off with Joe Biden on the D-Day celebration. Yeah, just not a good look for the United States of America, okay? You're out here trying to honor not any anniversary of D-Day, the 80th anniversary, 1944 to 2024, right? And this was the look that was projected. I mean, for the skeptics, let's just watch that again in slow motion. So Joe Biden leans over. This is the part where a lot of the internet is speculating that he may have soiled himself. Look at this World War II veteran right here. I mean, what do you think is going on in his head? And then on the front of that guy over here is like totally shocked and mortified by it. So, people can accuse me of clickbait or reading too much into something. And by the way, I'm not the one who invented the theory of Biden soiling himself. That was what a lot of other people thought. But clearly, whatever you think, and again, feel free to vote in the comments what you think actually happened here. I think it's pretty undeniable. Even the strongest Joe Biden supporter has to say that's not a good look for the president. Clearly, in some way, he is physically or mentally unwell. Whether he was just, lightheaded or dehydrated, okay. Well, you don't know how to drink water before the D-Day celebration? I mean, something, again, obviously afoot there. And I don't know how much longer Joe Biden is going to make it, folks.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. Well, he came off, and he said, I'll meet you outside. My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, I'll be waiting for you. He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where all the pool filter is. The chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up. He said, you walk out with that chain. and you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.
I mean, let's not forget, folks, on June 27th, about 21 days from now, he's supposed to be debating Donald Trump. And I'm sure they're going to pump him up with the drugs, put the Adderall in his system or whatever. But if this is the Joe Biden that they're going to be trying to do that to, I don't know if that's a great idea. This is clearly elder abuse that is going on here. And now, you really have to speculate. Obviously, Joe Biden wasn't going to make it, at least sitting as the president through the second term. Is he even going to make it to November 5th at the current rate? I have no idea. I mean, this picture right here really does say it all. But to show you the contrast between the two candidates on today, June 6th, 2024, Donald Trump, meanwhile, was on the plane. He's going to the Chase the Vote town hall in Phoenix, Arizona right now. And check it out. He was on the phone, sharp as ever, with World War II veterans. And at least to the best of my knowledge, not actively soiling himself while on the phone. So take a listen here.
Well, it's an honor to listen to you. It's a real honor. Go ahead, let me hear it. I have all the time you want. I hope you can hear me okay.
Yes, we can hear you. And I think with the closest program, we'd like to say good night to you. Wish you well. And I hope you stay healthy. We'll have a good fight in November.
I think we're going to. And I want to thank you all. And I'll make you a deal. I'll see you in the White House in January, okay? You'll be my first group. I'll see you in the White House in January, okay?
So yeah, the contrast between the two candidates, more striking than ever, but folks, you already know that. I'm very curious now to see what the mainstream media is going to say about this, because obviously they might just cover it up. They might just sweep it under the rug. But we've seen at certain points, at least for credibility's sake, or I don't know why exactly they're doing it, but CNN, NBC, some of these outlets have been a little bit more critical of Biden this time around. And so, I'd say pay attention to that. See if CNN says anything about it, because even if they don't want to run with our far-right conspiracy theory that he pooped his pants, okay, but clearly something was going on there. Something was not right. What happened here was not planned, and he was ushered off early. And under any other president in past history, seeing this right here would be a big concern for the future of the presidency, and it arguably might tank their entire political career. I mean, you look at something like Gerald Ford falling off the plane or whatever else, but when it happens to Joe Biden, something this bad, again, at the D-Day celebration, I mean, that's a little classless. I mean, I understand he can't really control his own biology, but it's objectively not a good look. And this is what happens. Again, any other president, that should be the end of their political career, at least considering past precedent. But, because it's Joe Biden and because this is so regular, nobody really bats an eye. And so it's ultimately our decision on November 5th, 2024 to decide whether or not we want 4 more years of this, or realistically 4 more years of Kamala Harris, because judging by Joe Biden's current state, he'll be lucky to make it through a second term of the presidency.
He finishes his speech. His speeches last for about 3 minutes because, his gasoline sort of runs out a little bit. It's a little bit like an electric car, isn't it? It doesn't go far. Doesn't go far. Got a couple of problems. Doesn't go far. No, but he finished his speech, and I did this great imitation. The way he always points, like, huh. And then he walks in a different direction. But I did it. He goes like, huh. And then thank you. And then a handsome Secret Service agent, one of these handsome guys, the Secret Service is great. They run up on stage and they pretend like everything's normal. Like, oh, it's right over here, sir, right over here. I thought that could be.
That said, folks, let me know what you think. What do you think really happened down in the comment section below? Be sure to vote in that poll. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And before we go, I do just want to say that all the jokes aside, all the Joe Biden doing this crap aside, we do obviously commemorate and remember and honor the heroes on this 80th anniversary of D-Day and those great Americans who, you know, fought for our civilization. So, yeah. And with that said, folks, see you later. Alpha moves only. God bless. Have a very great rest of your day and peace.